Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Tier 9 Japanese medium tank review, the Type 61. There's not much to talk about here in the garage. 70 armor, well 55 armor on the upper plate. Can bounce like a LOL tractor or something every once in a while, but other than that this tank can't really bounce much. Apart from the gun mantlet is 170 at some points it's 125, which is not very good for a gun mantlet, but at least you can bounce something like a Tier 8 medium tank, sometimes, maybe, occasionally. Some armor values on the gun mantlet can be ridiculously high as well. Like, somehow I managed to just squeeze out 400 here, but the gun mantlet is not that good either. There's a huge cupola on the top, which is not very well armored, as you would imagine. Well, yeah, this tank is not very well armored, but that said, let's get in the replay and not waste any more time. Playing on mines, Tier 9 game. Pretty good matchmaking for me. Encounter, which can be sometimes a pain in the ass, but then again, sometimes it's good for you as well, because of the spawns. You spawn a bit farther from the hill, and the heavy tanks spawn a bit closer to the hill, so you can get some early shots in if they decide to rush the hill. As you see, the tank barely ever reaches 40 on a slight incline, which is pretty damn poor for a tank that has no armor. You can't really compare this to a Leopard prototype. But then again, the firepower on this you cannot compare to a Leopard prototype either. This gun, the gun on this thing is something between a Patton and a Leopard prototype. Well, basically, the only thing it has from, well, there's two things that comes from Leopard prototype on this. The penetration, this has the APCR as standard ammo, so the penetrations are 260, which is really damn nice for a Tier 9 medium tank with an 8.7 second reload or something along those lines. It's 8.5, 8.7-ish reload, which is also really damn nice for a medium tank with that kind of penetration, and that makes this tank quite unique. Our stats on the gun, the aiming time is 2.3 with accuracy 0.36, but I would say aiming time is 2.3 my ass. The tank has really bad hidden stats, the stats that Wargaming doesn't show you because they're assholes, and because they made this fucking game in a weird way. So when you see how long it takes to aim, you can see it doesn't feel like 2.3, and the gun tends to shoot. The shots tend to go all over the place. It doesn't go like it's like a potato gun. It almost never hits the middle of this reticle. So I highly recommend to aim a lot with this gun. Try to not snapshot, or at least take your shot when the entire enemy tank is in your aiming circle. Like you'll see here. Like, how the fuck? That was like, what, 10 maybe 15% chance to miss it. No, obviously still misses. And then next shot you aim and you hit, which is slightly weird. And that was, by the way, really nice kill secure. A scumbag set him on fire and I stole it. Fuck you, Artie. Fuck you. As you see, this tank has all the KV5 thing going on the top of the roof of the turret, which can be a bad thing, but it can be really good as well. So the cupola is good for duking your enemies. You basically peek, like barely peek with your cupola, make the enemy try to shoot at it, and he will usually miss, because when your tank, when a medium tank has a weak spot like this, it can really make your enemies try to get it and fuck up, and then you kill them, which is a really nice feature of this tank. And it's kind of weird how a big weak spot like that can turn into something you can take advantage of, but when your tank actually has speed, you can work with weak spots like that quite easily, which is also pretty good. If I had to rank this tank over all the Tier 9 mediums, it would definitely go below the Russian mediums. Both of them, those tanks are just OP. Probably would go below E50 as well, since they buffed that thing recently. But it would go above everything else, really. Maybe Centurion 7-1, but 7-1 is not really my cup of tea, so I prefer this, since it can get over 40 kilometers an hour, thank fucking god. Not on inclines though, as you saw. When you have to climb a hill, it will never reach 40. So, other tactics with this tank: hold down, peekaboo, very nice. 10 degrees of gun depression, or even more. I think it's 10, though. I'm pretty sure it's 10. So 10 degrees of gun depression is a really, really nice number. So hold down, peekaboo. use your health as a resource to do damage. If you trade your health for doing no damage, you haven't played very well. And if you trade almost no health to do a lot of damage, like I have so far, then you're doing great. And that's how you should try to play. You should try to save your health at all times. Doesn't mean that you should camp at the back. You should just try to use some unconventional spots where you won't get shot in the face right away. Because it's nice to not get shot in the face right away. If you want to see some poor shooting, watch this video. From now on, I highly doubt I'll hit many shots in this. Well, I'll hit some shots, but it's gonna be not the first class of shooting gear. Potato gun. Nah, this was not aimed very well. I still had like 30, well no, more than 50% chance to hit that shot, but obviously it didn't, since, yeah. The gun can troll you sometimes, but then again, sometimes it can be really good, and for a gun of this kind of penetration, most of the guns, like Leopard Prototype is the same, and Centurion 7.1 can be the same as well. So equipment I'll use on this one is Coated Optics, 400 m view range plus Coated Optics plus that kind of cupola can be really effective. Coated Optics, gun rammer obviously, and vert stabs just to make that aiming time a bit better. Other than that, the crew skills obviously goes 6th Sense, camo over repairs. Repairs can be in the second skill, but camo is more useful for this than the repairs are. You usually try to not get shot to begin with, and when you do get shot, the repairs can help, but the repair kit usually is enough to save you once, and if you need the saving for the second time, you usually are dead anyways. The better maps for this tank are the big open ones with a lot of bushes and a lot of cover, like Malinovka. Cliff can be good as well. Obviously, Sand River is pretty nice, even though there's not a lot of cover. There's a lot of dunes where you can use and abuse your gun depression. City maps can be a bit of a pain in the ass since you don't have any armor. But if you play sneaky enough, if you flank smart enough, you still can have pretty damn good games in this tank. Mines is obviously not bad as well. It varies between your teams though. Another bad thing about this tank, it does not carry a lot of ammo. The ammo count is 40, I believe. Only have 7 APCR shots left. I'm reloading an HE, and then I realized that the Buffalo doesn't have enough HP to even worry about that HE damage, so I'm going back to APCR to get a guaranteed kill on him. But yeah, ammo can be an issue. Sometimes you just lose games because you're running out of ammo. Sometimes you can't play as you want because you don't have enough certain kind of ammo. Only take 1 HE shot because, as I said, ammo can be a problem. So that's the game. 4,388 experience times 2 obviously. 4,872 damage dealt and 2,602 assistance damage, top gun and high caliber, and obviously an ace tanker, because that's all I put on this channel. As you saw, the XVM chance to win was not very good at the start, but that team didn't really put any pressure on our team. Basically it was a matter of time. They had camping tank destroyers that weren't very effective to help their team. As you see, their best players are tier 7 and 8. And then is a tier 9 player that did 2,000 damage, so they didn't have a very good team. The better players played not very well, which is a good thing when you're driving a medium tank. You can really put pressure up on the weaker enemies. If they can't stand up to you, then you can just roll over the entire enemy team, and you won't have to worry too much about camping tank destroyers that camp at the back and are not very effective. As you see, I only hit 16 shots. Only penetrated 16 out of 22, hit 18, made some bad shots at the end on that Yak Tiger and the other TD, but other than that, this tank is pretty damn good. The APCR as standard ammo is really nice on a tier 9 medium tank with that reload. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video and have fun with the Type 61. It's a really nice tier 9 medium.